Today's video is for everyone who's tired of being cold. It's also for everyone who is tired of overthinking and has worn themselves out this week. Also me. I am ready for warm weather. It is actually, it's fairly warm here today, 60s, but I'm ready for warm weather where I can come out here in the garden and listen to an audiobook or bring my garden books outside, just look at my garden books, come out here and listen to a book, or just listen to nothing, just the birds, and enjoy peace and quiet. I'm actually going to plant something today. I have a little, in January I posted a video about the seeds, the first seeds that I bought this year, and if you want to check that out, I go through all the seeds that I bought so far that I'm going to start planting soon, and I'm going to plant two things today. So one of the things that I just wanted to show that's doing well that I love is like something I plant in the fall, or you can plant it in the early spring, are the crimson clover. I have like a little pack of those. I got these crimson clover from Amazon. This is Sweet Yards. You can just get them from Sweet Yards if you don't do Amazon, and those are looking really good. They have really taken off in the past 2 weeks, and they survived all winter through like a pretty hard frost, and probably by sometime in March I'll have red blooms all over that little patch of clovers. The first thing, two things I want to plant today. I have this area that you can see right here. This is my, well, it's not here, it's on this end. It's my like perennial area, and so I want to plant some black-eyed Susans in that area today. This is one of the packed seeds that I got in January from Walmart. In that video that I shared, the videos that I've gotten, the seeds that I've gotten so far. I think I got these at Walmart along with a lot of other burpee seeds. I want to plant a few of those back here to see if they will kind of take off. I already have some black-eyed Susans that have just dropped from seed that are growing around this area, and like there's some even growing in the grass, and there's some on the side of my house. So these are really, really easy to grow. So this pack says you can start planting from February to April. You can really start them in my zone. I'm in zone 8, but you can start them anytime in the spring. And if the seeds drop in the fall or the winter, they'll start blooming in the fall and the winter and just kind of stay really small until the weather gets warm, and then they start to take off. So these are, it said it takes 21 days to germinate, and they get 3 to 4 feet tall. It says 80 days to bloom. So I'm excited to plant these because they are so pretty in the summertime, and the pollinators love them. The second thing I want to plant today, probably just two things. These are very small. These are Tom Thumb Strawflowers. I had Strawflowers in the fall. I'll share those in a minute, but these are, it says 65 to 70 days to bloom. I'm just going to plant a few of them on the front of this little garden bed over here, and it says these are 10 to 15 inches tall. So these are really tiny. These would be good in a pot if you don't want to plant them in the ground, or if you don't have an in-ground garden, or if you don't have raised beds, you can just plant these in a container. So anyway, these bloom summer to fall. These did better for me in the fall last year. I planted them in the summer and it was really, really hot, and they germinated, but they just didn't do anything. And then when the temperatures cooled off, I had a couple of them, a different pack, but I had a couple of them start to bloom, and it was my first year to have Strawflowers, and those were so pretty because they were blooming in the fall when I had a couple pumpkins out here. And it was just, I really, really hope to get some of these to bloom so I can have some colorful Strawflowers this year. And I probably will find another variety of taller ones and start planting these soon, so they will start to germinate and grow before it gets too hot. Thing I want to talk about real quick before I start planting these seeds, in January I have it on the, I write, when I plant something I try to write it. If I don't go back and look at a video, I like to write it on the seed pack. So I planted these 1/18/26. I have had such a struggle getting Echinacea to grow. I do have some in this garden bed over here They die back in the winter, and they should grow back. Let's hope, because they're beautiful. But you have to plant these like at a certain time, and like the ones that I planted here probably will not bloom this year. They will bloom next year. But I have to get the plants established ahead of time. So it said you can plant these really like all year long, but to me these do better when they get cold, go through a period of cold. So I'll show you. I had a video where I planted these using the winter sowing method. I put them in containers, and it says they take I don't know, it doesn't say how long it takes to germinate, but anyway, I planted these, and now to my surprise I was very happy when I went to check the containers. I think a week or two ago, I have little tiny echinacea that bloomed inside the plastics, like a milk. I have like it was tea or milk plastic container, and then one that had juice in the other one. So without waiting any longer, I'm going to clean up. Well, I kind of already started cleaning up this area with what did I use? Like a garden tool to like break up some of the soil, and I was trying to get some of the weeds. I have like these, I call them onion flowers. I don't know what they're called. They're these little white flowers that smell like onions. Like the foliage smells like onions. It's a little white flower, and if you dig them up, it look like a little garlic or onion bulb, but they scatter by, the wind, and so you have no control over them not growing in the garden. So I can kind of just go in there and get them up by the root, or just wait. When it gets hot, they're going to die back anyway. So I'm going to clean up this area, and then the other little area where I'm going to scatter some of these black-eyed Susans and Strawflowers to get those started while it's warming up. This is the seeds I'm going to plant right here, a few of these in this area. I always end up really not having any flowers that I really care about or can get to grow at the end of each garden bed, except for this one, which is across from me, where I have the Shasta daisies, black-eyed Susans, Echinacea. In the front of this bed last year I got a couple things to grow. Basil, the basil. But anyway, I just can't find things that grow well at the end of these beds. But anyway, I'm going to try the Strawflowers at the end of this bed. These are very small, just like a little experiment, see if I can get these to grow. And then if I can, I may go get a pack to put at some of the fronts of the other garden beds, just to have something and not have this like blank, empty space. Okay, so we planted these and these. So I watered them in. I'm gonna need to go refill my watering can. I have not plugged up my hose. Like, I don't have drip irrigation, anything like that. I just water with the water hose, and I do have soaker hoses in the when it starts to get warm, like probably April, May, June, July, August, September. I use the soaker hose. But most of the time, well, leading up until that time, I water things in with the hose. The other thing I want to do is get a bird bath for this area behind the Black-Eyed Susan, or where the Black-Eyed Susans just got planted, in that little area. So I have a nice little bird bath in that pretty little area where I have all my perennials. And then the other thing I want to talk about, I shared it last week, the Merlin Bird ID app. I'll try to share a screenshot of that again. It's so fun. Like, I've been using it all week, and now, like, I can identify some of the birds in my area. Like, the other day I came home, as soon as I got out of the car, I could hear a hawk. The app will kind of isolate each bird and show it, you know, as it's chirping, singing, whatever you want to say. It'll highlight the bird that you're hearing at that moment. But it could be multiple birds, but at that moment I heard the hawk. It was a red-shouldered hawk. So I was able to, like, get my phone out, open the app again, record it, and I could see, like, the hawk, one over here, and then they started circling together, which that's just really fun to me. If you like stuff like that, it'll kind of, you know, let you know what kind of birds are in your area. Anyway, that's all I have for today. So if you want to check out, like, all the things that I've shared so far this year in 2026, I've got a few videos from January and February talking about seeds that I'm definitely planting again this year. And I made two videos, because there was one that I covered, like, several of, like, certain varieties or just certain types of plants or flowers. The other one was like a second part, because I was like, oh, how did I forget this? So I came back and made a second video. And then also you can see what kind of seeds that I've ordered already so far this year, as I get ready to gear up for spring in my garden. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.